One day, you might see me in a whole new way. One day, but still I see that I'm the same OJ. One day, you might. Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Sin, coming back with another one, man. And y'all already know the Most High done woke us up this morning. Let's take this opportunity to be great, you know what I'm saying? But real quick, though, I wanted y'all to see that cover of XXL where you have NLE Choppa, you know, a rising star in the game. You know, he's been in there for a minute. You know what I mean? Pretty much encouraging men to not ejaculate during sex, because one nut, you could run 8 miles off of that. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what he's saying. And the thing is that, listen, man, the awareness is real now. You know, I ain't saying that, hey, that's true, that you could actually run 8 miles off of one nut. But for us that know, we know how valuable this energy is. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no telling what you could do off of one nut. All we know is that when we do ejaculate, we are drained. You know what I mean? We are drained of the energy that we need. We lose when we ejaculate. You know what I'm saying? We lose, you know what I'm saying? So you want it to be meaningful when you do. You really do. You know what I mean? You don't want to just be spilling seed everywhere, you know what I mean, and being low on energy just because you want to release. You know what I mean? Doing it for women that's, you know, with women that's not even worth it. You know what I'm saying? Just doing it just because. Like when you was fapping, you was just releasing just because. You felt like you ain't had nothing to do. You know what I mean? You know, you wasn't as productive as you should have been. And you was, you know, you just wanted to do something. You know what I mean? You had the time and you did what you did. You know what I mean? A lot of the times we just addicted to that shit. You know, we want to feel good in that moment. So what we gonna do? We gonna waste our energy. You know, but now you got more awareness now. People more aware of what they have, you know, as we should have been. We should have been, as men, aware of our energy. You know what I mean? And the power of our semen, but they don't teach that. They don't teach that. They never taught that in school like that. They don't teach about, and they just taught, all they tell us is to not get a chick pregnant. You know what I mean? And wear protection and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But ain't no classes on teaching us men how to value our energy and the nutrients that's inside of semen and the vitamins and, you know, how vital it is to our health. You know what I mean? So I wanted y'all to see that because it's more of us becoming aware. You know what I mean? Young men that's really jumping on this and seeing they value. You know what I mean? The gold that they hold inside of them. Not being reckless, not giving it to any chick, you know what I mean? You know, and if it, like I said, and if it is gonna be just some random chick, you just feel like, you know what I mean, just having sex, then, you know, that's you. Do what you do. But, you know what it is that is costing you. That's the thing. Be aware of that as well. Just know what it's costing you. So you would think twice, you know, before you even put yourself in that situation, let alone actually releasing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is. It's a practice. It's definitely a practice, and it takes time. You know, not everybody gonna be able to just have sex and not release when they've been used to busting, you know, their whole life. Not just through pornography and fapping, but through having sex. You have sex to bust a nut. You know, that's what we thought. That's how we was taught. You know what I mean? We fucking the bucks. You know what I mean? It was even in rap lyrics. You know what I mean? You heard Tupac say, "Mama told me never stop until I bust a nut." You know what I mean? Fuck the world if it can't adjust. You know what I mean? You know, it was real. It was like, okay, you know what I mean? Even though it was put in that way, you know what I mean? I remember when Kevin Gates said something, and somebody had a comment saying, that's like, you know what I mean? That's like getting food but not eating it. That's like, yo, that's not what he's saying. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, doing that makes you stronger. You know what I mean? SR didn't come up with this, bro. There's been religions practicing this shit since the beginning of time, and we just now getting on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because even back then, they knew the power. They knew the power of semen. You know what I mean? They knew it back then without scientific research and all of that shit. They just knew it off of just doing it. They just knew it off of doing it. You think they didn't, how you think the early people was here? They was busting nuts and having babies too. You know what I mean? And then they found out like, hey, you know what? When I don't have sex, I have more energy. They had more energy to hunt. They had more energy to build tents and do all of that shit back then. They had more energy. They felt it. Because back then, they didn't have machines and all of that shit to do the work and everything that needed to be done to survive. Like we got, all we got to do is go to the motherfucking fast food joint. All we got to do is pull up to the drive-thru and we get food. Back then, it was different. They had to hunt. They had to go walk a mile or two to go get water. They had to hunt for 3 days. They didn't just get out there and go find food easily like that. They had nothing but wood and spears and bow and arrows and shit like that. They didn't have guns and rifles and shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they found out, like, listen, man, I got more focus when I don't have sex. I got more focus when I'm holding in my energy. They figured that shit out back then. You know what I'm saying? When they really had to get out there and grind, not like us. They didn't have cars like this. They had to get their ass on horseback or they had to foot it. So they realized like, shit, when I got my energy, I'm more focused. I can hunt. I'm more precise. I'm more on top of my game. I'm up. I'm using my energy. I'm able to build these huts. I'm able to build these tents. I'm able to make these fires and do what I need to do for my family, for my fucking village. You know what I'm saying? For my village, see? And that's why you got people that's so lazy now and shit that's okay with just fapping their life away. Because they ain't really got to use their energy like they had to back then. Back then, they realized like, look, a motherfucker that was holding his energy realized he didn't, that wasn't fucking, he knew how much energy he had. And then he fucked around and busted a nut and he released and didn't want to do nothing. He didn't want to go hunt them rabbits, go hunt them squirrels, go hunt them buffaloes, go hunt them deers. He didn't want to do nothing. And he like, fuck, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Why am I not focused? What's up with this brain fog? Why am I feeling so lazy? It's because you bust that nut in that hut last night. You bust that nut in that tent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, some of them fools way back then, they was having freak fest. You know what I mean? Back in the Greek days and all of that shit, they was having real live orgies out in that motherfucker. So somebody in different religions and cultures, somebody realized that they had more energy when they held in their nut, when they didn't release. You know what I'm saying? They realized when they wasn't spending all of their time with women and busting and all of that they had more energy. They was more focused. Like the same effects that we have and the benefits that we are getting, they got them shits back then too. That's what you got to realize. So we ain't on that. So I'm glad to see people like NLE, Choppa, mugs like Kevin Gates, Mike Tyson, he been on it back then, man. Especially in the black culture, man, and us as men in general, realizing what we have, this gold that we have, bro. This is straight up gold. If you know, right? And that's the thing. If you know that you gonna need your energy, like that you got a rough week ahead of you, you got a rough, long day ahead of you, you could better prepare. Not to bust a nut the night before. You like, hell no, this is going to be a crazy week. You know what I mean? A lot of us, we holding in our energy already because we trying to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? But still though, for those who got a pretty active, overactive sex life or just, have a lot of sex, they know, like, at least now they more conscious of their energy, so they know how to manage that. And that's what it's about too. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to down people that got, a pretty active sex life. You know what I'm saying? It's an overactive sex life where it can start to take its toll on you to where your health can be in decline. But still though, if you just conscious of it, right? You conscious of the energy that you hold, you can better manage it than the people that's out here fapping and watching porn and busting on a daily basis, busting 5 times a day. You know what I'm saying? Busting every fucking day, just constantly losing energy. Their health in decline, being lazy, they not accomplishing anything. They suffering from brain fog, they can't focus. You know what I'm saying? They anxiety through the roof. Listen, man, we can't do that no more because we have the knowledge that we need. We know what we hold now, see? But when we was ignorant, we didn't know that because they didn't teach that shit. So it's love to see, the young ones getting on this and, no matter what age, you know what I'm saying? Because when you got a rap, like I said, I told y'all before, sometimes it take a celebrity where, for other people to jump on it. You know what I'm saying? If they just looking at regular old me going to work and doing what I do, you know what I mean? They not going to listen to it. They see us on YouTube, it's like whatever. But, a celebrity say it's a different type of story because we know it's a lot of people that's out here that worship these celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I'm not dissing shit. I don't care. It is what it is as long as the message is getting out. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one as long as the message get out, man, because you got a lot of people that just don't know. But we know over here, you know what I mean? So with that being said, keep retaining. Know your energy, man. This energy management. You got to manage this gold that you have. You got to manage this energy that you have. You got to manage this life force and be careful with that. Any and everybody can't have that. They don't deserve that. Us as men, we need to be motherfucking on charge. We need to have everything aligned so we could get to where we're trying to get to and not wasting away valuable energy doing bullshit, wasting it away watching pornography, wasting it away just fapping every day. You know what I'm saying? And we just wasn't fapping one time a day. Motherfucker be fapping 5 to motherfucking 6 times a day. You got some people out there whose issues is very severe. You know what I mean? Triggers all around them. You know what I mean? They're their own worst enemy and shit like that. So we had to wake the fuck up. We had to. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep this shit going, man. More and more people listen. The more people get on it, man, listen, the better off we be as men. You know what I mean? The better off you will be. I will be. You know what I'm saying? The better chances that we have to excel, bro, to rise, man, to grow. You know what I mean? All that shit we was doing, man, listen, just out here motherfucking just young, dumb, full of cum, busting all over the place. Motherfuckers ruining their lives like that. Real talk. Motherfuckers think it ain't as serious if they want to. Go ahead out there, man. Ruin your life. Busting, bang, 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 skeet all over the place. Skeeting all these thoughts and see where that end up. See where you end up. See where you end up because they definitely ain't gonna be able to fuck with us on no level. On no level. They won't have enough energy, bro. We gonna outwork them every time. Just like Casey Xander said, man. So we gotta keep it going. And that's my word, man. My name Jason, the Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.
First I'ma get on my grind, then second stop wasting my time on shit less important. If ain't about money, I'm going the other direction. And third, I'ma do what I gotta to eat. Fourth, I'ma sew up the streets. Fifth, I'ma never quit dropping this heat. So as long as I'm breathing, you better get used to me. Sixth, I'ma get